In this video, we will discuss some of the additional surface editing tools. If you'd like to follow along with this video, please open the file 0512 editing-surfaces-additional-tools.dwg. Most surface edits are done by selecting the surface and choosing the appropriate surface edit from the contextual ribbon. We will now look at some of the additional surface edit tools available. First, let's look at extracting surface data as regular AutoCAD objects. I will select my surface, and in the Surface Tools panel, there's the Extract Objects tool. The surface objects that you can convert AutoCAD objects to are borders and the contours. Let's go ahead and just toggle off the borders, and I'll leave on the major and minor contours. I could pick all, or I could say select from drawing, and then pick the browse button there, and navigate and select some of the contours that I want to extract from the drawing. I'll go ahead and do the same thing here, and pick that same selection set to get the minor contours. Press Enter, and then click OK. And now we have 2D polylines with the elevations applied to those 2D polylines. Again, this is useful for using with other civil engineering products. Let's go ahead and talk about the Move Blocks to Surface command. So I'm going to zoom into this area here, and what I have is something called Civil3d Multi-View Blocks. What a multi-view block is a block that looks fine in 2D, and when rotated in a different orientation, actually represents a true 3D model. So first I'll select my surface. In the Surface Tools panel, I will click the More Tools option and select Move Blocks to Surface. Before I do so, I want to point out some of the other additional tools here. You have Move Blocks to Attribute Elevation, which will grab the Z value because some blocks will have an attribute that shows the elevation, so you can use that to extract that and then create some 3D information. You can also move text to the elevation. It'll actually read the numeric value in the text and convert that to a point. And you can create a totally separate cropped surface from an existing surface. I'll select this. I'm then prompted to select the blocks in the file that I want to move to the surface, and I'll select all three here. And then I'll click OK. It looks like nothing's happened, but what I will do is I will select one of the blocks, right-click, select Similar, and then I'll select this other block here, which is a transmission tower. Then I'm going to take this into the Object Viewer by right-clicking and going to the Object Viewer command. And what you will now notice, and this is really cool, is it automatically will project those blocks to a surface based on the location of that surface. And so that's really very, very useful for doing any kind of 3D visualization and so on. Let's take a look at another edit command, the Raise Lower Surface command. I'm going to select my detention pond surface, which is included or pasted into the combined EG, and I'm going to raise and lower this surface, and it should automatically update the combined EG. This command from the Edit Surface dropdown is very useful if you need to drop down a surface by a certain elevation and start doing design from there. I'll select the command, and let's just type in -10, press Enter, and you'll notice that the contours in the combined EG surface update automatically because I have Rebuild Automatic turned on. There are many additional tools to editing surfaces. Simply select the surface and navigate the contextual ribbon to see additional ones not covered here. This concludes this video discussing additional surface editing tools.